Welcome back to the last segment of Art Tech Talk. Tilina, nowadays everyone uses internet, Facebook, YouTube. I think those are the most common things you use on a daily basis, right? So people don't really realize because I think most expensive thing right now is data. So if you have a mobile phone, if you have an internet connection at home, you have to pay for what you use. It wasn't the case few years back because you used to get unlimited amount of data. You can use your
Most of the providers has this peak and off peak, but I don't think it's helping.
It's not. So you must be wondering why my bandwidth is all of a sudden is out. I mean I had X amount of bandwidth yesterday and now today all of a sudden it's gone. So this is mostly due to Telina videos. People don't realize it, especially with Facebook. I think it now automatically plays most of the videos that's on your timeline.
Even in HD quality.
Even in HD. So what happens is, especially when you're playing a video, if you have a faster connection, this YouTube, Facebook video, they understand you have a faster connection and they use a lot of data.
Yeah, the thing is, calling a lot of connections now are fast.
Yes.
So with
fiber coming in,
fiber
4G.
Yes, with that it's going to be fast, but the problem is bandwidth.
So amount of data you have. So if you have Facebook and if you are browsing on the phone with the Wi-Fi connection, you can go to timeline settings on your phone and you can actually disable autoplay videos. So that's recommended to do. So when you do that, what happens is when you're scrolling up and down on your Facebook account, the videos won't get automatically downloaded. Or else what will happen is it will automatically download it for you. But sadly on Facebook, you cannot set the amount of bandwidth it should use. When I say bandwidth, it's the resolution, right? So if you're using a faster connection, if the bandwidth is available, Facebook will go into that high mode, eventually using a lot of data. And YouTube, actually you have somewhat of a control. Back in the day, YouTube used to have a setting where you can go to your settings and say don't play high resolution videos. I have a slower connection. Now YouTube again, now it's automatically detecting your bandwidth based on that. It's most of the time it plays HD video because now all the videos are HD. Even if you're watching this Art Tech Talk on YouTube, it's HD. So what happens is when you do that, it uses 3-4 times more data than you're playing it on 480p, which is standard resolution. So one thing you can do is if you're on a computer, if you're using your computer, there are small plugins where you can use, for example, I use something called YouTube bandwidth limit. So what you can do is, if you have Chrome, if you install that plugin, you can set it for 480p, and then what that plugin will do is it will only play all the YouTube videos at 480p. Actually, you can save more than half in most cases on your bandwidth, because that's the two major factors of people not knowingly use bandwidth. If you're downloading torrents, it's another story. So keep in mind, when you're downloading a torrent, it automatically upload it as well.
Which we call seeding.
Seeding. You have to do that because otherwise you can't download it. So when that happens, the provider will count that upload and download together. So that uses a lot of bandwidth. So for example, if you're downloading 1 GB worth of a data file, your data usage might be around 2 GB because that file gets shared with other users. That's how torrents work. So make sure you do this if you're using something like uTorrent client, you can set the maximum amount of bandwidth it can use. For example, uploading, you can set it to 30-40 kilobytes a second. That will help you to reduce the amount of data going out of your computer. But that won't stop you usage. I mean, when you're downloading. So if you're downloading a 1 GB file, it might you'll download 1 GB, and plus it'll be around another 200 shared. You can always if you are really worried about the bandwidth, once the download completes, you can set uTorrent to automatically shut down your computer if you're doing it in the night. Or else you can simply delete that file after the download is completed, then it won't get shared. So those are little things you can do to ensure your data capacity won't run out.
Yeah, in YouTube calling, they have this option called autoplay.
Yeah.
So if you are playing a video, then you go off somewhere putting
it goes
on,
to the next
will,
one.
yeah, it will automatically play continuously to the next
Yeah.
one. So you might also have to check that and turn that off.
Yeah, because especially if you have a kid, if you're playing videos for the kid, I have that situation at home. So my kid is kind of addicted to YouTube right now. So when you give her the phone, it just continues to play all these videos together. So and it plays in HD in most cases. If you are watching YouTube on a TV, where if you are lucky enough to have a smart TV and if you have YouTube on it, that ultimately in most cases plays in HD. So that uses a lot of bandwidth, and I realize it at home when you're playing it on a computer, when you're playing it on a tab, it's not so for example it might take about 200-300 MB for a video, right? But then I realized if you're playing the same video on the TV, that uses about 1 GB worth of a data. That's like 3 times more than what I was using on the phone or the computer. So these are things that people really don't realize, because when I talk to a lot of people, they say, hey, my bandwidth ran out, I didn't do anything, my provider is billing me secretly. And the other factor that we don't have control over is viruses. So people get click on a lot of things they install, especially if you are downloading software using torrents and other sites, especially illegal ones. When you crack those softwares, when you install other things, without your knowledge, those applications will install software on your computer that give the owner of that software who cracked it or given it to you the control of your PC. So these people might use it to download things to your computer, use it for DOS attacks, attack other websites. So that ultimately use your data as well. Sometimes I've seen those applications sending out all the information on your computer, like your keystroke, what's on your screen, what videos you are playing, your passwords, everything. And you might be, feeling safe because, hey, I have antivirus scan and I'm safe. No, you're not, because those softwares are, smart enough to, bypass those antivirus softwares. Because if those antivirus softwares actually work, we wouldn't be having virus issues, right?
Yeah, sure.
So it's all about, how you use your computer, how smart you are about it.
A lot of people calling don't utilize this off-peak bandage, right?
Yeah.
So in most cases, you can, in most of the, popular OSs, you have the option to schedule your updates.
Yeah.
So you can schedule your updates in off-peak hours. So that might save you some bandwidth.
Yes. And another thing, if you're downloading torrents, you can always schedule it, because especially clients like uTorrent, Transmission has an option where you can schedule it. So keep your computer running in the night, provided you know that your electricity bill going to go up because that the computer stays on. But again, that, like I said earlier before, you can set it up to shut down itself, right?
After the download completes?
Yeah. So set it up, go to the settings. On the settings, you can schedule it to say, download from midnight to morning. Put a scheduler, put all your downloads onto the torrent client. And you can set options saying within uTorrent itself, shut down my computer after the download completes. So what will happen is this will download all the files, whatever you have put in there. And then it will only download during the night time, which you have ultimately have some data. Then you don't have to stay up late, downloading these things. And you will save electricity because the computer will shut down after the download completes. So if you have a laptop, something similar, it won't use that much power unless you have a really big desktop that consume a lot of power. But you can always keep a monitor switched off, your printer switched off, other things you don't need. You only need that computer. And there are a lot of little gadgets as well, like NAS, network attached storage devices, small, network connected devices that you can ultimately use. Thank you everyone for joining us today, and see you on Wednesday at 8:30. And if you have any feedback, comments, please visit the RTV Facebook page and YouTube, which you will see on the screen, and give us your feedback. Thank you.